Welcome back to World Crisis Radio. Remember to go to obamacrimes.com and keep up with that information and give Berg a contribution to help fund this valuable, indispensable work. We know what an original long-form vault copy birth certificate looks like. It's got information. It's 1961. It doesn't come off a computer like that thing that Obama has on the Internet. It's typewritten, and it's got pen and ink signatures, and that's what you want to see. If that's not what you're seeing, it's a forgery. It's a fake. It's an abstract that says there is on deposit, but let's see the original, please. And no hearsay evidence. We don't want to hear from the governor of the state that, yes, I've seen it and it's there. Who believes you? Bring it out. We want to see it. Hearsay evidence is not admissible in courts. You know, you can't tell the judge, yes, Your Honor, I've seen it. He'll say, produce the document. The subpoena, duces tecum. Bring it with you. We want to see it. Now, shifting back to health care. If you want to see the underlying problem, apart from the world of Obama, the bankrupt insurance companies, and the reactionary Republicans who, of course, want to strip away Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, and leave you nothing but your eyes to cry with in the honor of the Austrian free market, look at this remote area medical health clinic. It's a group of doctors, and they are doing a wonderful job. Hats off to the remote area medical health clinic. They were in Wise, Virginia last week. This is an area of southwest Virginia. We're talking coal mining country. We're talking Appalachia. And Appalachia, remember, is about a quarter of this country, and rural America in general, and indeed inner city America, very, very similar. So the remote area medical health clinic comes to a fairgrounds in Wise, Virginia once a year, and they have trucks. And in the trucks, you have ultrasound, you have X-rays, you have MRIs and CAT scans, and they're saving lives. These are exactly the things that ORSAG, the OMB czar, wants to take away from you. These poor guys in Appalachia don't have it. So 2,000 people show up. They begin arriving Wednesday night. They register on Thursday, and then they have their medical care on Friday into Saturday of last week. People are found to have gallbladder infections. They're on the verge of heart attacks. They've got hardening of the arteries. A lot of people need to get glasses. 50% of them have no insurance whatsoever. The others are underinsured, right? They may have some kind of a catastrophic plan with a low premium and an extremely big deductible. But that doesn't get you the eyeglasses. It doesn't get you some little boy says he's going to get his nose fixed. He's got a suppurating sore in his ear. This is the condition of the American people. And we got to get away from the Obama fascist corporate state with this collection of genocidalists, but equally of these Austrian vultures who want to take your health care away, even if you have it or the hope of it. They want to strip you of Medicare, Medicaid, and everything else. S-chip goes down under the free marketeers, of course. Now, in most of the world, that stuff is called IMF shock therapy. It's called the Washington Consensus. Deregulate everything. Privatize everything. Bust all unions. Destroy the state sector. Destroy the social safety net. Have the race to the bottom. Free trade. That's the gospel of the Washington Consensus, and that's, of course, the consensus of the Chicago school and the Austrian school. And we've had enough of that. So we reject, on the one side, the Obama fascist corporate state, which wants to use this whole thing to convoy federal money to bankrupt insurance companies. That's the point of the exercise. There's no single payer. There's the government plan will fall by the wayside. It's going to be cooperatives, whatever they are, or buying pools. Ridiculous, a bad joke. It's all designed to help the insurance companies, private, bloated derivatives mongers that happen to be bankrupt. So the entire Republican tirade against this is garbage. It's nice that they point out the genocidal intent. That's useful. But the idea that this is to increase government control is ridiculous. Remember, we're talking the Mussolini fascist corporate state, state-sponsored compulsory cartel, which, however, serves the interests of the private companies, the bankrupt banks, insurance companies, credit card companies, and all the rest of it, driving down wages, driving down production, propping up bloated, fictitious derivatives and other speculative paper. So if you don't want to have a health plan at all, go to Wise, Virginia, and tell the 2,000 people who waited all night, exhausted and depleted, that's the American people. And therefore, Medicare for all if you want it. And, again, private insurance if you want that. But just remember, most of those companies are bankrupt, and without the bailouts that they're getting, be it through the TARP or backdoor through the Fed, FDIC, or any other way, they'd be gone. So the idea that private insurance can be a solution is one of the most insane things. But now let's look at the Obama side of it. The genocidal question raised now this week in the mass media, right? The idea that old people are going to be triaged, that they're going to be subjected to euthanasia, mercy killings, that they're going to be pressured not to demand expensive tests, not to demand pacemakers and other things as they get into advanced years, that they're going to be told, go to a hospice, they'll give you a cocktail of narcotics, they'll give you some pills, you spend a few weeks there, and you can croak in the hospice. This is very much the direction of the Obama plan because it is designed to defend the bottom line of private insurance. We don't need these sweeping plans. Obama, remember, is in an ethical dilemma because his mother, who is fighting cancer, needs a hip replacement operation. The hospice, right? He wants you to consider going to a hospice. Obama's talking about it. Obama's interested in end-of-life care. Obama wants you to have a living will. Well, what's a living will? Much of the time, the kind of stuff that Obama's talking about is a document you sign when you're in fairly good health that says, do not resuscitate. Don't burden the bottom line of my insurance company by trying to give me, for example, a defibrillator, right? Bring out a defibrillator and some oxygen. You can be brought back from a heart attack. You can be brought back from death's door. Science and technology can do those things, but Peter Orszag says it's too much. Orszag says all those MRIs, those CAT scans, those ultrasounds, those X-rays, those nuclear stress tests, we have too many of them. They're wasteful. Let's get rid of them. Orszag, a genocidalist, pointy-headed bean counter, the classic pointy-headed bureaucrat. He's practically central casting for the pointy-headed bureaucrat from the Vienna Theater. He's the kind of villain that you love to hate. Daschle says old people have to learn to accept their bad diagnoses. Well, there is a human right to health care, and we'll be fighting for it here. Back in a minute.